Hello. I think I'm all here. I'm not really sure. It's been so crazy today. I need to refresh myself. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me, if you're here, let me know you're here so I know that everything is working properly and that I have everything on. I'm not even sure. It's been that crazy of a day. Okay, let me look around. Okay, take a deep breath. Do I say that all the time? I really mean it, okay? I mean it for sure. All right, I don't. Oh, ping pongs are going. I need to turn them off. Hey, girl. Who is that? I don't know why I am on. Two of you said I'm here and I'm on. I'm not on my phone yet, and that's the only way I can tell who's talking to me. I know, it's crazy. Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. A few minutes ago, I realized I was really hungry, and I hadn't had anything to eat all day. I have been just burning it at both ends today. I mean, I'm going to be a little crazy, so I'm really sorry about that. But that's kind of what happens when I just think, oh, I can get this done. I can get this done. I'm going to do that. Hi, Teresa. Afternoon. Okay, that must be, well, it is the afternoon. Sheesh. I thought it was morning already. Or still. Come on, thing. Pop up. Come on. Well, my phone is not going to work. You might have to just tell me who you are and I'll watch your comments. But then you'd have to say your name every time you said something, or I'm not going to know who you are. It is not working for me today. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay, let's try this again. Nope, not going to work. Okay. All right. I do need to take a deep breath for sure. Will you all take a deep breath for me so I know that we're all still alive? It's been such a good day, such a really good day. All right, now I can see we have Diana and Valerie and Teresa and Jennifer and Dottie and 5 other people, but I don't know who you are unless you make a comment. So Valerie is home from visiting her parents in Cornwall. So, but it's really late where Valerie is. So she needs to go to bed. I tell you, sometimes at 8 o'clock, I'm thinking, oh, is it time yet? And, you know, you just kind of you lose track of time, but you know you're tired. And so you think it must be nighttime. I went to bed last night. It's midnight there. Yes, Valerie, it is. I went to bed last night and I don't even know if the news was on yet. So it may not even have been 10 o'clock. But I was so tired. And my husband had stayed up to watch the news or something. And at 11:45, I bolted up and I thought, why is the TV still on? What's going on here? I thought it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was 11:45, 10:45, and I bolted up thinking I was done with sleep. I must have gone to bed kind of early. I don't know. I was really tired. Hey, Larry, it's been a while. I'm glad to see that you are here. And Jennifer says, hello, Karen Myers. I'm so glad you guys are keeping in touch with each other. I love that. Anyway, I don't know. And this time change is still bugging me, okay? It's still bugging me. I still feel a little jet lagged, and whenever I look at the clock, I say, oh, it's 5 o'clock, but is it really 4 or is it 6? I don't know. Which is it? I don't like it. I like it to stay the same time all the time. I realize it's for our benefit for some people. Arizona doesn't do it. I don't know. I go a little crazy. That's kind of easy for me though, because I'm kind of that way anyway. Yep, Arizona does not change their time. Isn't that correct, Mindy? So Valerie says, hubby is watching a rubbish film on TV. It's too bad that he keeps falling asleep. A rubbish film. When I was in England, I was like a 2-week visit. I noticed that rubbish was said a lot. Here we call it just garbage. And I thought, I want to remember that word. There's a couple of words from England I do want to remember. It was rubbish. I love that. What a great term. And the loo. I thought that was really great. Hey, Alice, I'm watching on your phone. Alice is such a busy lady. She is going constantly. She had a cute video she posted online today that was really nice of her drawing. I thought that was really cool. And we have lots of you here. Larry says hi, Alice, in case you didn't catch that. I just love that you guys know each other. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Well, let me think. Okay, scratch my nose. I have a joke for you today. Now, if Diane says, I grew up in Arizona and never changed time. I have lived in New Mexico for more than 40 years and still not used to changing the time. I don't know how long they've been doing. I need to Google that, find out how long they've been doing daylight savings. Although I like the 9 months we have it in the summer. I do. I like that. I don't know. Just changing it is what kind of drives me crazy. If they could just pick one and stick with it, right? All right. Here's my joke. It's a little detailed, and I'm going to try really hard. But if you know me, I am no good at telling jokes. I mean, I blow the punchline. So as I blow this punchline, will you guys kind of imagine how it could have been told and maybe what I did wrong so that you can still laugh? Okay? All right. Here, I didn't write it down, but this is my cue card. Okay, this little boy, 10 years old, was playing video games at home. And I guess his mother was in the other room. So he's sitting there playing his video games. And the reason I'm thinking about this is that my grandkids were here this last weekend, and they brought their Oculus and their Xbox, and that's what they were doing almost the whole time. And lots of grandkids came, so there was a crowd in there playing all of these games. And you couldn't walk by the ones on the Oculus because they'd punch you. They don't even see you, right? So you've been around the Oculus people, right? Okay. Okay, Larry says we should all stay on daylight savings time. I love the longer days after work to spend with my family and friends. I do too. I do too. Okay, I'm not going to read comments for a minute. I'm going to cover them up. I won't see them. All right, let me see if I can do this. Okay, this little 10-year-old kid is playing video games. And he's sitting there, and his mom's in the other room, and he has the phone sitting next to him in case his friends call or something, right? And he's busy doing all this stuff, and he accidentally bumps the phone and calls 911. And the operator comes on, and all she hears is, oh, I got the guns. I just killed 2 guys. That was it. He didn't even know he dialed 911. And then within 2 or 3 minutes, up come the sirens and the police car and the ambulance and everybody else to find out what had happened. And when they found out that he accidentally called 911, he was just playing a video game. He did kill 2 guys. I don't know. Was that okay? Come on, somebody give me a laugh emoji, please, so that my daughter will be proud of me because she told me that joke. So, Evelyn, you're an Oculus person? I do my supernatural workouts 7 days a week on Oculus. Thank you for all the emojis. Thank you. Thank you. I'll try again next time. I did tell you why the egg crossed the road. I think I told you that one a few days ago. Why the egg crossed the road? Do you remember that one? Maybe there's somebody new here today. For the shell of it. That's why they crossed the road. For the shell of it. I can remember that one. Still not a very good delivery. I'd never make it in the comedy world. Evelyn, I can't believe you do that Oculus. That is crazy. The kids put it on me because they know I'm really afraid of heights. Even though I've been up high on a lot of things, I'm still terrified of heights, and I can't climb a ladder, and I have a deck out my bedroom and I'm on the second floor. I can stand out on it, but if I look at the roof, which is right there above me, it kind of makes me sick. I can look down a lot better than looking up at the roof, because then I know how high I am, and it just, I can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, Evelyn says she's 60 years old and she hits targets with bats and boxing. Really? That's a great idea. So, Elaine, I know that the dad jokes, okay, what Doc Talks, they had a new one today, but I didn't have time to read it. I've been kind of bustling around. I've been really busy. All right, I told you my grandkids came this last weekend, right? Okay, this is not a joke, but this is funny. We decided to have a soda tasting contest. I think I told you we were going to do that last week. Well, we did it. My husband and I went to the store. We picked out all these different sodas for them to taste, and then we took a lot of time trying to figure out how to deliver, how to give them the cups, and so they couldn't see it, because sometimes if you know it's orange, then you know it's going to be orange, right? And it tastes different. I didn't film it because I was too busy doing the offering the cups and writing down whose guesses were what. Well, the first drink we gave them, now these kids range in age from, I think, 9 up to 16, 15. So 9 to 15, and there were 5 or 6 of them. My daughter even participated. In fact, Kaya was there, and Kaya is turning 19 in a couple of weeks. How about that? So it's more like 9 to 19, plus my daughter, who is much older. All right. So we gave them little teeny shot glasses of each drink, but they all drank the same one at the same time. And then they were blindfolded because they can't see the drink. And then they would write in their blindfolds, they would write down what drink they thought it was. And I gave them choices so they knew what to expect. They knew what drinks were on the table. They'd write it down, hold up their card, and I would write down what they had said. So it really turned out pretty fun that way, because it was a little hard to decipher their writing when they're blindfolded. But the first drink we gave them, they're expecting soda all the way through, although they saw the drinks sitting out there. So we had Pepsi and Coke and Mountain Dew and root beer and orange and Tahiti punch and ginger ale and a cactus cooler and 7-Up or Sprite. And the surprise drink, though, was the V8 juice. And that happened to be the first one that we poured. Oh, and there was another surprise in there. It was a bottle of, I can't remember the brand, but it was a cucumber drink. And my husband picked it up by mistake. And we've had it for 6 months because he drank one of the bottles. It was so bad he had to throw it away. So that was the last drink we had them take. But the first one was the V8 juice. Well, Sophie, the 13-year-old, she could be 14. She's just having a birthday coming up. She took one, they trust us. They take this big drink of V8 juice. Well, she starts heaving. She can't handle it. So that was to start it off. And at that point, after Kaya tasted that drink, she bowed out. She said, I am not doing this because I'm going to throw up. And then we went through all the other drinks, and they did pretty good. In fact, Sophie was our winner. And they thought they knew their drinks. They didn't know them so well. But the very last drink we gave them was that horrible one. It was a lemon lime cucumber. And it was green, so Larry thought it was just lemon lime, but it had cucumber in it. And as soon as they took a drink of that, game over. And Sophie was heaving again. And we felt really bad because she's trying to move away from the table and she's, looking for somewhere to throw up in because she had all these strange sodas in her belly. And she had a hard time. So they thought that was on April Fool's Day. They thought that was not a funny joke. Oh, okay. Nobody's ever done that, right? All right, I have another thing. It was April Fool's Day. And so my kids are, they when they come for the weekend, they always like to play jokes on me anyway. They're the ones that put the head in the bed or put Elaine she's out in the hallway. Elaine, the big mannequin in the bathroom. Well, this time they didn't do that. They drew a spider on the toilet paper. I was the first one to find it. I reeled that thing down and I screamed to high heaven. It wasn't that funny, okay? And then you've probably seen where they'll put those little snap-it firecrackers under the toilet seat. So they tried that one. It didn't catch anybody. I think Kaya went in the first one and she came out and she says, "What were you trying to do in there?" Did you guys play any practical jokes, any April Fool's jokes? Please tell me that one time my youngest son, Tay, took the cream out of an Oreo and put toothpaste in there, white toothpaste, and swished it all together and gave it to my dad. Well, he ate the whole thing. And Tay says, "What are you doing? Did it not taste yucky?" And he said, "Oh no, that was a good Oreo." Well, I think he was just pulling his leg. This was not an April Fool's joke, but it should have been. When my husband and I were first married, you know how you've got all that romantic juice flowing, right? Don't jump ahead of me, okay? It's going to be a good story. Well, one day for his lunch, I packed his lunch, and in between the bologna and the lettuce, I put a love note because I thought, oh, he's going to get to work and he's going to sit down for lunch. He's going to think about me and he's going to think about me the rest of the day. Oh, right. That was my young brain speaking. Well, he came home from work that day and I said, "Larry, how was your lunch?" He said, "It was fine." I said, "Did you get anything?" And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "I put a note in your sandwich. Did you eat it?" Well, he did. He ate it. So that's how romantic it was. In fact, today is one of our anniversaries. Today is April 6th. And this was the day 49 years ago that my husband gave me my diamond. And I don't even have it on today. I thought I at least need to wear it today. I didn't. I forgot. It's put away. Anyway, any April Fool's jokes out there this weekend for anybody? So Larry Dockstader says he loves V8. I get the spicy and add Tabasco to spice to warm it up. I'll bet that does warm it up. No April Fool's jokes? I mean, how are we gonna do them if you don't tell us about them, right? Is it still snowing, says Evelyn. No, it is not. In fact, today it got up to, I think the high is supposed to be 33. So all that snow we got over the weekend is starting to melt. And the sun is shining and we're thinking, what is that? What is it? It's hot. I'm not going to complain when it hits July and it's so hot we can't believe it. But I know I'm going to be complaining because I'll have the AC kicked on and it's just, I don't know. Ooh, Mindy, today is your daughter's 21st anniversary. And Helena says, happy anniversary to your diamond. I have to tell you, when my kids were born, I think number 2, I think I was changing his diaper and I lost my diamond. My ring has 3 diamonds in it and I lost one of the diamonds out. The prongs just, it just came out. It wasn't even that old. It was only about 3 years old. And I didn't dare wear it after that for fear the big diamond would fall out. It was just a little diamond on the side that fell out. So I didn't wear it. And then one year, On my anniversary, my husband took me to dinner. He had taken my ring and gotten the diamond replaced. And at dinner, and it was a really nice restaurant, and we're sitting at dinner, and he pulls this rose out, and he has it tied to the rose. It was so romantic. I actually sat in the restaurant and cried because I hadn't worn my diamond in easily 30 years. And so that was very heartwarming. Well, today was the day he gave it to me. I'm so excited. Excuse me. Okay. You guys make my day, by the way. Evelyn said it hit 65 in California. Next week, I am going to go to Las Vegas next week. It is the VDTA convention. Have I said that right? Anyway, that's in Las Vegas next week, so I'll be there. So we won't have buddy chat next Thursday unless I can figure out a way to do it. I'll probably figure out a way, but may not be at the right time. So maybe, Valerie, you won't already be in bed. I'm not sure. I want to tell you one more. Seems I told you about the note in the sandwich. I have to tell you something else my husband did. He was always really romantic when we were dating, and then we get married, and things kind of change. You get busy with life and busy with kids, and you kind of forget about all those fun romantic things you used to do. Well, there's a little walk we like to take here near our house. And on good summer evenings, we would just walk down there and we'd leave the kids at home because, sometimes we just have to get out of the house because of all the noise, right? And we'd walk down there. It's about 2 blocks away, and there was a tree that was in the bend of the road, and there's a little stream there right by the tree. And sometimes we just sit there on a night, just on the hot pavement, right? Because it's a hot summer day. And we'd call it our kissing tree. There used to be they say there's a tree in the forest, the one that we've been searching for. Remember that song? Well, we'd sit under the tree and we'd sing that song together. It was our kissing tree. So he would give me a good old smooch, and then we'd walk home, and we were ready to tackle the rest of the evening with all the kids and putting them to bed. Well, this one night, we walked up there, and it was dark, and he says, let's sit down for a minute. And so we sit on the pavement. It was always nice because there was never cars that came. I mean, we live in a tiny little town, and the nice warm road, it's just kind of fun to sit there. And he gets up, and he goes rustling through the trees behind us. And I said, Larry, what are you doing? And he comes out with a bottle of Dr. Pepper, because that was my favorite, and 2 champagne glasses. And we sit there on the road, and we drink our Dr. Pepper under our kissing tree. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I have to give him credit sometimes. Sometimes he does funny stuff and romantic stuff. All right, so I'm going to be in Las Vegas next weekend. Well, I think Wednesday through Friday. And then the next week, I'm going to be in Sacramento. So that's 2 weeks with Buddy Chat that's going to be a little iffy. And even on Monday, we have Project on the 10s, because that's the 10th on Monday. And I have a really cute project, a really cute one. This one I'm going to write a pattern for, because you will need it to help you remember the steps of what we're doing. And I'm not going to show it to you right now because it's really cute. I like it. I'm excited to do it. I hope it's everything I want it to be. But because we're going to do it next Monday, I have a conflict in time. I have an appointment at 11 o'clock, so 10 o'clock is going to be a little pushing it for me. So we're going to have Buddy Chat at 9 o'clock. So Alice, you're in Washington. Is Heidi, are you here today? And Mindy, you're in California, right? It's going to be a little early for you guys. You might have to watch the replay, but it's a cute, cute project. I want you to do it. I want you to see it, and I want to see yours. You guys don't always post your pictures, and I want to see more posts of the projects that we do. I would love to see your posts. In fact, I think it was We've had several posts this week that I thought were just delightful. And I thought that was wonderful. I love to see your pictures. And I know, Alice, you did those jelly roll quilts and you posted those. Thank you. I love it. Larry, you're right. See, you married a Larry and you can't go wrong there. So Evelyn says it's 4:30 for her right now. What's your time? My time is 5:30. Yep, it's going on 5:30. Oh, happy birthday, Valerie. She said it's her birthday on Monday. Wow, we'll have to have a toast for Valerie on Monday. And it'll be 4 in the afternoon, probably a little bit better. No, 9 o'clock in the morning is at 4 in the afternoon. Oh, wow. Okay. So 9 o'clock, I might have to talk fast if the project takes a little longer than I expected, but I don't think it will be. It's not a hard one to do. All right. But I'll tell you what is this month? Does anybody know what April is? I know what it is. It's been this way for a long time. And it seems I celebrate these kind of things. April is National Serger Month. So we have this class coming up in a week and a half. Look at that, a week and a half. And I thank you so much. So many of you have signed up for it. Thank you. This is going to be a big class and it's going to be live, which makes it even more fun. I'm excited to do that. And if this one goes well, which I think it will, I've got another one planned for May, and I've got another one planned for June. May is just coming right up, and I don't have those projects ready yet. I told you I would. I haven't got them done yet. And in fact, I was kind of thrown a new project I have to get done this weekend before I can start on those. But it's a coming. I tell you, I am so excited. So if you will sew with me, I will sew with you. And if you'll come to the classes, I'll keep having them because I really enjoy it. This one is called Sergalicious. That's a tough one. Sergalicious. And we are going to learn so many things on the serger. And April is National Serger Month. So if you've noticed, I have been posting on the Buddy page a new serger tip every morning. And on my Sew with Barb Facebook, I've also been posting another tip. So if you're a friend over there, if you're a friend here, come together, do them both. I have to do both of them every morning. I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I don't know. But I've been posting serger tips there too, because I want to talk about sergers. And I know that we have talked about them in the last little while, but today I want to do some comparisons. So if you're thinking about getting a serger, or if you have a serger and you don't quite know what you're going to do with it, I want to show you I've got 3 sergers sitting here. I want to show you the differences in the ones that I have here. All right, are there any comments or questions? Oh, Evelyn, thank you. Thank you. I know so many of you right here in my buddy group have signed up for it. I am so excited. So excited. I'm just checking your comments here. I don't want to miss something if somebody had a question. But we didn't hear any April Fool's jokes. Are you guys going to think of some and post them? All right. First of all, I have the Celebrate here. And you will notice right off that this one has tension dials. And the ones I'm going to show you today are baby locks, because that's really what I deal with. I love the baby lock sergers. And honestly, there's not a competition out there when it comes to sergers. There's really no competition because they have such a beautiful setup in their sergers. Even the Celebrate with the tension dials is so much easier to use. And I've had other brands. I've owned other brands until I found Baby Lock, and I love it. This one right here, even though it's one of the less expensive sergers, which the tension dials, it still has air threading down here. It's still going to shoot that thread through for you. It also has a needle threader over there. It won't go down unless I have it lined up correctly. And that will thread my needle for me. So right here, Oh, Larry said his local quilt shop is closing their store. There is deals going on sergers, so I'm going to go check out tomorrow. Okay, Larry, listen carefully then, because I tell you, there are differences in the sergers. This one is nice. It does have the tension dials, but just like the other sergers that have this quick reference threading guide, it also, in their manual, have a chart for stitch selection settings. So even though you still have tension dials, you can still get those beautiful stitches that you come to expect from Baby Lock. Okay? But that's the big difference. It's going to have the same dials down here. You've got your width, your length, and your blade up and down. It's got everything else the same. But right there, and there is your threader right there. All right? So, any questions on the Celebrate? If you have a Celebrate, it is a good machine. It really is. But let me move this guy out of the way. This is a 4-thread, so you're going to get the overlock and the rolled hem and the flat lock. That's what it is. All right, I'm going to set that guy down and bring this one over. And this is the Accolade. And I believe I showed you this one last week. And I might have even compared the Accolade to the serger, but I'm going to do it again for those that didn't see it. All right, this is the Accolade. This one is an 8-thread serger. It's going to be hard for you to see all the threads up there because it's so dark behind me. But there are 8 threads up there, and that means you can do all of the overlock stitches that the Celebrate can do. All of those stitches, everything. The blanket stitch, the flat lock, the 3-thread overlock, the 4-thread overlock, the rolled hem, the rolled edge, all of those are in this machine, the same as the Celebrate. But this one has the chain and the cover stitch too. So you've got 8 spools up here, and you're not going to use them all at once. You might, but you don't have to. And you have 5 needles. The Celebrate has 2 needles. And that's great because that's all it needs. This one has 5. You may want to use them all at once. You may not want to. Maybe you'll just use 1 needle, but you have a choice. 1 to 5 needles you can use at once. Now this one has the length and the blade down. And remember what this knob right here is? If you've listened to me talk about this, if you watched any of my videos, I got something in my throat, then you will know that this is the wee widow knob. All right? The wee widow knob. That's the way you remember that is your width. Not only can you see it, can turn it right here, but that blade, you can see it right there, is moving back and forth. So that adjusts your width. All right? This one does have the air threading with a motor. Let me put that down so you can hear it. There's my motor. It also has the wave stitch, which the Celebrate does not have. All right, this is going to do all my overlock and my chain and my cover and everything. All right. In fact, it will do 89 different stitch combinations. Okay? Now I'm going to take you over from here, and I'm going to swing you across really quickly. Oh, does that make you sick? Because it kind of did me. Here is the Triumph. Let me move it down so you can see that a little bit better. There is the Triumph machine. Now the big difference between the Triumph and the Accolade is stitch-wise, there is no difference. The Triumph does exactly the same stitches as the Accolade. And if you have an older machine, I know that somebody said that they've got a an Imagine. I have an Imagine too, and it's exactly the same as the Victory. The Victory has a few improvements, like, let me show you one thing. These little ports right here where you thread it, the Victory's holes are just a little bit bigger. Just minutely bigger. And that's really the only difference there. But look at this. You've got 5 inches of space right there. That is the difference between an Accolade and a Triumph. You have a speed control right up there. And over here, where you thread the chain looper, that one is turned differently, so it's easier to thread. but really the same stitches in both machines. There's really no difference in what stitches they can do. This one's just bigger and easier to use, and you can do a curved foot with quilting that you cannot do on the Accolade because this has so much room to work with. This one also has needle threaders that the Accolade does not have. The Accolade has that great needle threader, that little tool. Let me pull it out here. And by the way, I love this tool, but you don't need it on the Triumph, although it comes with it. You don't need it because, oh, they are locked in. Right here, I am going to suck my threads through my needle. And at first, when you're getting used to it, even this tool, you have to get used to learn how to use it. That needle threader is a little difficult. No, that's the wrong word. It's something you have to get used to. You have to understand how it works, but it sucks the thread through the needles, whereas down here, it blows the thread through the pipes in the loopers. So it blows here and it sucks here. And really, it is amazing. Because I have 4 machines, 4 sergers in my home right now. And this is my go-to. I am so sorry. This is the one I would definitely go back and use. I got a tickle. Even though the Accolade can do all of these stitches, this is the one I'm going to go to. Just because of that wide throat and the needle threading. I love that part. I have to say, I love it. Does anybody have any questions on these? Alice says they are the best. She has one. And cool if you can get a good deal. Definitely. When I bought my serger, when I bought the Triumph, I just knew I had to have it. There was just not a question. I had to have that machine. So I got that machine. I love it. I totally love it. I did not realize how much I would use it, but I do. I'm going to move you back over there. I am sorry. I got something in my throat. I don't know what it is. Can't remember where I was going with that. I guess Larry will have a new serger tomorrow. I'm hoping you do. Oh, and Valerie has the Ovation. Thank you for talking about the Ovation. The Ovation is just like the Triumph. There are a few differences because the Ovation is pre-Triumph. It doesn't have the cover stitch looper that's turned. They just made some slight improvements on the Triumph from the Ovation, but I didn't think I'd want to get the Triumph when the Ovation was out because I loved it. But it's a little bit better. It's got those needle threaders that you can't get on the Ovation. But I love the Ovation. And the one before the Accolade, I believe, was the Evolution. That was pre-Accolade, and it is a great machine too. So don't think because your machine is a couple of years old that it's not going to work. Because these baby locks work forever. They just never quit. I know that there is a lady who has the Imagine, and the Imagine's been around for a long time. That's one that I have. And she's had hers for 20 years. It still works perfectly. These machines are workhorses. They are more of a factory machine, but yet they're in your home and you can use them. And like I say, I don't sell them. Oh, Patty, you have the Evolution. Good machine. Good machine. I don't sell them. I just work with them and I do teach them. So I can help you in that area, but I just can't sell you a machine. I wish I could. If I could have them here, I'd be shipping them out all the time. There is no competition in the baby lock and the sergers. I love them. Does anybody have any questions? Because I would love to answer them. Yeah, Diane says she has an Imagine. It's an older baby lock machine. It's really not that old. I think I got mine about 8 years ago. And she just works great. In fact, Kaya is using it right now. She likes to sew clothing. And she is using it. And Alice said she upgraded from her Acclaim. Acclaim is one of the newer machines too, but she got a Triumph and she loves it. And if you are interested in taking any classes on these machines, I'm going to upload my victory class, I believe, tomorrow. I have a triumph, an accolade, a celebrate, and a victory. And if you have any of those machines and you want to take a class, I've got the machine owner classes on my website. And not only the machine owner class, but you'll get a project to do within the class. So like on the Triumph, there's 2 machine classes and a project. So you get 3 classes. On the Accolade, there's 2 machine classes and a project. On the Victory and the Celebrate, there's 1 class that teaches you about the machine because it's just really 1 machine. Whereas the Triumph and the Accolade have 2 parts to the machine, but you'll still get a project. And they're fun projects, and they're projects that will help you just use your machine. I mean, we install a zipper. I love zippers. Diana, you need to use your serger. Let's get that thing out of the box. Take some of my serger classes. Let's learn how to use it. I think I have a serger salad on my website that has 4 classes in it, and it is good for the 4-thread overlocks. And I'm getting more classes on for the 8 threads because I think there's people out there that have the 8 threads, the cover stitch and the chain, that want to use them. That's a good idea. Larry says, take the class even if you don't have a serger, kind of a test drive to see if you'd like to have a serger. I do my garments, so sergers are wonderful. I do not sew clothing at all, and I love the serger. I like to use that. I like to use the ruffle a lot. I would make aprons and bags and quilts and table runners and just all sorts of things. I really, really love the serger. And you've probably heard me say that you have an Instapot, you have a crock pot. 2 different things, right? But you can make the same dish in both pots. You just have to change the recipe a little bit. So if you have a sewing project you're going to do, think about it. How can you turn that into a serger project? Or in a project you have, where can you put a ruched piece that would look nice? Where can you put a ribbon? Where can you use the wave stitch or put piping in or do this down here, this decorative stitching? Is there somewhere that you can embellish with your serger? And really, if you're just doing quilts, I tell you, there's nothing faster than a serger. It just zoop, 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 and you got that thing done. And you've got a very strong, very firm stitch. And some people said, well, how can you send your quilt to the quilter and put it on the long arm and have it quilted? They love serged quilts because those seams lie flat. They love them. All right. So Alice says she's going through the old videos on the Triumph that I taught a long, long time ago. Alice, I can't remember. They're different. But you know what? Sergers are all the same, well, at least the baby logs. If you know the Triumph, then you know the Triumph and the Accolade. You already kind of know them. What you'll get, Alice, is maybe a different project in it. I can't say that it's going to be better. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different. But once you have a serger, you don't want to go back. I have found that out. And it took me a long time to really decide I needed a serger because I had a sewing machine. I thought, do you want a sewing machine or a serger? Because they don't replace each other. It's like my husband's a builder, so he's got a saw and he's got a nail gun. They don't do the same thing. The nail gun does not replace the saw and vice versa. Well, the sewing machine does not replace your serger. It complements your serger, and your serger complements your sewing machine. In fact, there are many projects that we do that we call serge and merge because you don't do all of it on the serger, so you merge over to your sewing machine. So it's a serge and a merge. That's what I call them anyway. Okay, Valerie says, I made lap quilts on the serger. Well, you can even do king-size quilts. If you're just piecing that thing together, put it on there, go to town because it goes really, really fast. All right, we talked about a lot of things today. I don't think anybody told me an April Fool's joke, though. Something that your family played on you or you played on someone else. Larry said, I had a side cutter on his brother, but it didn't do as well as a serger. That is very true. On the baby log machines, you can get a side cutter foot. It only does lightweight fabrics and maybe 2 layers. You really cannot do what you can do on a serger. On this serger, I could cut through and serge about 12 layers of denim and not even break a sweat. And you would not even see where I had gone on and off the denim. I could go right into silk from that and not make any changes. I could just be buzzing right along in my denim and drop into a silk. Stitch would be still perfectly done. It has it's called the automatic delivery system up here that's why you don't have tension dials. It has the ATD, it's called, and it can sense your fabric and adjust the tension on the thread and the fabric all at once. And all you have to do is turn your stitch selector. That's how cool it is. So if you're thinking about a serger, know that you have to go baby log. There is just not another choice. I tell you, that's where it is. And when I'm in California in 2 weeks, I'll be teaching a serger class, which I'm really excited about. And the class I'm trying to put together for May is a serger workshop. I don't know how long it will be. I don't know how much it will cost. And I'm hoping to prepare kits for it so that I mail out a kit to you, because I think it's so much easier if you're going to do a long class like that we can all be on the same page and I'll have the same fabrics. So I'm going to work on that one, and I'll have more information for you very soon. Very, very soon. It's going to be fun. Really fun. Ooh, Sandy said she has an Imagine and an Imagine wave, and she loves them both. Good for you. That wave stitch is really fun. So you would benefit from the flat lock wave. So if you have not learned how to do the flat lock wave, I would encourage you to take the Victory class. No, the Victory does not have. The first place we're going to see the wave stitch is going to, on the machines that I have here, is in the Accolade. But there's a flat lock wave that is really cool, and it's not written in any of your books. It's not in the inspiration guide. It's not on your quick reference threading guide. It's not in your instruction manual, because some instructors in Australia came up with it. I don't know who they are, but they're pretty darn smart. They says, hey, I wonder if I can do this. And so they did. And it is beautiful. I tell you, that wave stitch, that is the stitch we're going to do right here. That is the wave stitch. So if you want to take this class, you are going to get all that information on that wave stitch. And this is the flat lock wave. So I don't have to do it on the edge of my fabric. I can do it right there between 2 fabrics, and it lays flat. So come sew along with me and you can learn how to do that. It's not something that I can say, just give you a few instructions and say to do it. It's really something we have to do together, because the threading path is a little different and how you do it is a little different. Okay, I think I am done. So Diana says, thanks, Sandy, for sharing. You guys must know each other, right? You must. In fact, I think a lot of you know each other. Well, I'm happy to be here with you today. Have a great weekend, and know that Monday morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to get back together again. And on my the Barb Lewis Facebook page, I'm going to post, someone asked me if it was still snowing. We still have a lot of snow, but it's not snowing right now, and it's not supposed to snow even, there's no snow in the forecast. No snow in the forecast. Can you believe it? I can't. Oh, Sandy, please join me. You said you've never done the wave stitch? You got to. You've just got to. Enjoy that wave stitch. And the flat lock wave, you will love. Totally. Okay, let me think. Oh, I'm going to post on my Barb Lewis page. I have 3 Facebook pages I have to keep up. It's crazy, I know. I know. So I have my sewing buddies where we are right now. I have my Sew with Barb page, and I have just Barb Lewis page. On the Barb Lewis page, if you follow me there, I'm going to post Easter in the snow. You're going to like it. My granddaughter came up with it, and I thought it was really cute. Yes, happy Easter, everyone. Enjoy your families this weekend, and just totally enjoy, period. And meet me back here Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And if anybody has any cute, fun stories that they had over April Fools, if you would post them, just a short little, hey, this is what we did. I would love to read them. I think that sounds really fun. And anytime you want to share anything, I would love to see it. All right, everybody. Time to carry on, and I'll get back to what I was doing. I'm stitching out some embroidery. I think I gave you a glimpse of it this morning, but I'm going to get back to it now. All right, everybody, I will see you on Monday.